Right, but Shikhar, as Nalin was also saying and Gaurav also mentioned, it's a good learning experience. He's only 19 years of age, you know, his entire career in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely is. Yes, it's a learning experience for one because you have to learn how to exploit your opponent's weaknesses. That's precisely what happened to him today. His opponent was able to exploit his strength versus our guy's very big defense. So not allowing him to play defense actually worked in favor for the Bulgarian. And I think next time going in, I think he really needs to be working on seeing, you know, the opponents, understanding where he can and where his game fits in. It's one thing to not have other people know about your game, but it's also a huge asset to know your game and know your style and how to work against others.
And also perhaps have that presence of mind while the bout is going on, you know, to be able to mix and match and perhaps to be able to read the situation of the game and then, you know, go ahead accordingly. Now, the other Indian in three, Narsingh Yadav, lost his opening bout in the regular competition itself and was soon rendered out of the repechage hopes as well. Narsingh went up against Matthew Judah Gentry of Canada and failed to create any dominance really, losing the first period 0-3, and even though he tied the second 1-0, Gentry was declared the winner on points, and his hopes of playing in the repechage round were lost as his victor lost in the next round itself. Gaurav, Narsingh perhaps was a bigger hope, but out of the two men today in contention, Narsingh didn't impress at all.
Very poor outing from Narsingh, Shivani, and of course, you know, he was hyped up, he was spoken about, of course a lot of talk about his background, the fact that he's in Mumbai, son of a milkman, you know, but he can't really have complete from him, and at the end of the day he was outclassed by his Canadian opponent, who actually then lost later on in the semi-finals, but is now in with a very solid match, because before Amit Kumar's match we actually saw Gentry, the opponent who defeated Narsingh, and he's advanced through the repechage rounds as well. He came up against a strong opponent, no doubt, but I think one would have expected more from Narsingh. But you know, the chat amongst the wrestling circles here is that you know, Narsingh wasn't 100%, and I think that was one of the reasons why he could not really fight to his potential.
Right, disappointing, isn't it, Nalin? Narsingh not being able to give the account of himself that perhaps was expected. He's more experienced than Amit, of course, and was being looked at as a medal contender.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say that he was a medal contender, but he could have done much better than this. You know, he won gold at the Commonwealth Games, and even there he was a replacement and came in and surprised everyone. So he certainly has the potential. Maybe
but the level of competition seems to be very different from the Commonwealth Games to the Olympics.
Absolutely, and we can see that because you know the big ones are the Russians, the Central Asian republics, and they just weren't there at the Commonwealth Games. And I think maybe the stage got to him a little bit, the occasion. So disappointing.
It'd be interesting to know what it is that was holding him back, because I mean he was able to win a bronze in the 2006 Asian Games despite his father passing on. You know, so it was I want to know what it is that